Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Yes, it's Diamond here. I am posting another video. I know it's been so long. It's been like a long time. I remember in my last video I was just saying how I was going to be so consistent with posting all these videos and posting back to back, just doing this and doing that, and I have not been a woman of my word. So as you can tell by the title, in this video I'm pretty much just going to be talking about how my life has been since I've moved to Georgia, because if you guys don't know, I do live in Georgia. I'm from Illinois. I moved to Georgia about 2 years ago, and that's when I pretty much came about wanting to do YouTube. I'm also going to be talking about why has it been so hard for me to stay consistent with YouTube and how all of that is going to change. So if you want to know a little bit about how my life has been since I've moved to Georgia, then just keep on watching. So I moved to Georgia June 24th of 2017. And since I moved, it has been like some ups and downs, some roller coasters. There's been good times, there's been bad times, and yeah, but your girl is surviving out here. So the reason I moved is because I really was not like happy with my life back home. I didn't like my job. I didn't like any of my coworkers. I just was not happy there. I was making good money, but I just was not happy there. I choose happiness over money any day. It mainly was like my job, and then I just wanted a fresh start. I've lived in Illinois all my life, and yeah, I just wanted to just like start over. So like a couple months prior to me moving here, I talked to my cousin about it. I do have one family member here in Georgia with me, and that is one of my favorite cousins. She has been living here for I think about 4 years, and me and her, we talked a lot about me moving here and stuff, and I would always say, I'm scared, I don't know, I'm scared, and she'd just be like, girl, like, what are you scared of? You will never know if you like it until you move here. Because I would always talk to her and just be like, I want to move there, I want to move there, and she would just be like come, and I would always just say I'm scared. Probably like a couple months prior to me moving here, I wasn't in a relationship at the time, so I talked to my cousin about moving here, but I was just like, I don't know if I really want to move here. I am in a relationship, we're doing good, whatever. So I was like, maybe another time. Like a couple months later, a lot of things started getting rocky, like with my job and my relationship and stuff like that, and I just wasn't like happy. So I was just like, okay, maybe if I just get a fresh start, then everything will be better. Sometimes you need that fresh start. You need to start over. You need a breath of fresh air just to keep going and stay on track with life. So if y'all see me constantly like looking down at my phone, that's because I kind of like kept notes of like what I need to talk about, because I recorded this video last night and I missed like a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I was like, okay, I'm going to attempt to record it again, and this time I just like wrote stuff down. So now back to me wanting to move here. I called my cousin. I was just like, yeah, I'm ready to move, like I'm ready to start over. So at the time I had my own apartment. I had, like I said, a nice decent paying job, but I was not happy there. I had my own car and everything, and I was just like, okay, like I'm just ready to start over. So I pretty much, well, not pretty much, but I did give away everything. Like that's how bad I wanted to start over. And now that I look back on that and see that like I gave away everything, and I really just think to myself like, wow, like I really had to be like going through something or something like that, because who just gives away their apartment, their car, a job? Like nobody really does that. But that just shows you how much I really was just like tired, fed up with a lot, and I just wanted to start over. Got in contact with my cousin. I was like, yes, I'm moving for sure, like I'm coming. I ended up talking to my brother, and he was supposed to drive me to Georgia, and I was gonna take like my furniture and stuff like that. He was gonna drive my car, but actually no, that's not true. I gave away my car. We were going to get a rental car, and he was going to drive me there. So I'll probably say about a couple days before it was actually time for me to go, I called my brother, and I was just checking up with him just to make sure he was still going to drive me and all of that good stuff. And he was just like, well, yeah, I gotta work, so I can't drive you anymore. And I was just like, oh my god, like whatever. So, and at the time I was kind of scared to get on the plane, so I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna have to get on the plane, because like I'm really ready to go. I'm ready to start over. I'm ready to get my life started. I ended up just booking a flight. My auntie, she was just looking up flights for me and stuff, and we found a good flight. So I ended up getting on a plane. I can't say like the day before I moved or a couple of days before I moved, it was just so emotional because I never lived away from my siblings. I never lived away from my mom. I never really lived away from a lot of my family, for real, for real. So it was very different for me, and I was really scared. But I was just like, okay, Diamond, like, to be honest, me and everybody else know where I'm from is not really much there. So I was just like, okay, like, I'm just gonna move to start over. Like, you can't be scared, you got to get out there. And if you know me, I'm not afraid of change. Well, it really all just depends, but I'm not really afraid of change. So I was just like, okay, like, I feel like this is for the better, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move. So I'm just gonna like fast forward to like when I moved to Georgia. So when I finally moved to Georgia, I did have an interview lined up. I had an interview lined up with Wells Fargo. I do work in banking, so when I was looking for jobs, I was looking for a lot of jobs that were like in banking or something like close related to that. So I did have an interview lined up at Wells Fargo probably like 2 days after I moved to Georgia. When I finally moved, I had the interview or whatever. It was a group interview. I hate group interviews. I've had 2 group interviews in my whole entire life, and I've never gotten the job. So I was just like, okay, this is a group interview. I still was trying to have faith. I was really thinking the whole time, like, I'm not gonna get this job. It's a group interview. I honestly don't see how like recruiters or whatever can really pay attention to like who exactly they want to hire with like 15 people in a room, because it was literally 15 people and I was included. So I was still trying to keep my faith, and you know, just saying like, okay, I'm gonna get the job, I'm gonna get the job. So come to find out, I did not get the job. They ended up sending me an email saying like, oh, you know, we decided to go with another candidate, whatever, blah blah blah. So when I first moved to Georgia, I did bring a good sum of money with me. So when I found out I didn't have the job, I wasn't worried that much. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna just keep looking. I started filling out more jobs and stuff like that, and in the meantime, me and my cousin, we were trying to like get out and do stuff and have fun and see Atlanta and things like that. But as you know, weeks were going by, months were going by, I was like really starting to stress. Like, my money was running out. I still did not have a job. I didn't have a car. I had something lined up to where I was supposed to buy this car from this individual when I first moved here, but nothing was really like going as planned with that. So all this stuff is happening, so I'm just still trying to like keep my faith and stuff like that. My cousin, actually, she had like a boyfriend at the time, so like she would leave and go spend the night with him, or she would just go like do things and stuff like that. So I was really just like at home a lot, just doing my own thing. I was so stressed out. Like, I remember just waking up in the morning and I would brush my teeth, wash my face, I would eat something, and the whole time, like the whole day, I would just be sitting in the bed, just like curtains closed, dark in the room, just like watching TV or something like that. And I'm so used to getting up early for like school or work or something like that, that I'm up early like every morning. So I would get up super early and eat and brush my teeth and wash my face, and I would be sitting in bed from like 10 in the morning to like 10 at night to fall asleep and wake back up and do it all over again. Like, that's how much I was stressed, because I was not finding a job fast enough. And one thing I can say, for my personal experience, it is very hard to find a job in Georgia. And I don't know why. I don't know if maybe because it's like so many people here, and I don't know, but for my personal experience, it was just a lot, and it was taking a lot of time for me to find a job. So I was really like stressing. So it got to the point where me and my cousin, we were like arguing a lot. And I just thought that, you know, it was just like, you know, us being girls, being around each other for a while, and we were like arguing. But now that I really look back at it, like, I was really like stressed. I was taking a lot out on her. She would like ask me am I okay, or like try to do certain things with me or talk to me, and I would just get so irritated because I was just upset. I felt like I moved to Georgia and things wasn't happening fast enough for me. And that's another thing I'm trying to work on. Like, I expect things to happen like that for me, and things don't happen overnight. Like, I have to understand that. My mom has always told me that. But like I said, I'm still working on it, and I've gotten a lot better. Yeah, I just feel like I made a really big mistake. So one day I ended up calling my mom, and I was just like, I think that I want to move back. And she was just like, why? And I just started crying, and I was just like, it's a lot. Like, I don't have a car. I got my first car when I was 17. I have never been without one since then. I got my first job when I was 17. I've never been without a job since then. So it's like, all this is kind of different for me. I'm used to getting money. I'm used to doing all of these things, and like, now I don't have those things. So it's like, ugh, you really appreciate what you have when you don't have it. I was just like, you know, it's a lot. I don't have a job right now. I don't have a car. I'm sitting in the house every single day. I'm losing weight. Like, I'm crying all the time. Like, I was just an emotional wreck. My money was running out. I was calling my mama, calling my sister, like asking them for money, like for like food or just like to do stuff. And it was just like all over the place. So, and I was all over the place. I was just a wreck. So my mom was just pretty much telling me like, you moved for a reason. You gave up your job, you gave up your car, you did all of this. So like, you did all of that to what? Go there for a couple weeks or a month or so or whatever, to come back. What are you gonna come back to, pretty much? And my mom has always, you know, told me good things. Like, anytime I brought something to my mom, she's always been super duper supportive. She has never like looked down on me or said anything bad to me. Like, she has always gave me like her personal opinion or what she think is best for me, and then she'll let me decide. She's never down me. She's never said anything bad or looked bad. She's always supported my decision in whatever I did, whether I messed up or not. You know, she'll just tell me like, hey, you learn from this, and you know, learn how to do better from it. So she's telling me all of this stuff, and I'm just like, oh, you are so right. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna move. As I was sitting in the house every single day, I was doing a lot of research, filling out job applications, and I was watching YouTube. I would watch like makeup tutorials and just other videos. I know my cousin introduced me to AVIA J. I was watching her a lot, and I just loved her personality. So every single day I would watch one of her videos. At the time I was watching Chris and Queen. I was just watching like a bunch of different YouTubers that like made me laugh. They had like personality, because I was just so sad a lot, and I just felt like I had given up my life back home for a life back here that was not going well. But like I said, once again, I was expecting a lot of stuff to happen so fast for me, and I think this was only like month 2 or something like that, and I was already just like losing hope. Yeah, I was sitting in the bed every day watching YouTube, and as I was watching the videos, I was just like, people really doing like makeup tutorials and like doing all of this stuff, and I'm doing research on cameras and stuff. I'm looking at people edit videos, and that's kind of like how I came about wanting to do YouTube. I was sitting in bed every day, and I was watching YouTube videos like every single day. That was pretty much like my TV. So I just told my cousin, I was like, I think I want to do YouTube. And she was like, do it, girl. She was just telling me like I should do it or whatever. I have always been like into makeup and stuff, but like not how I am now. We're gonna skip to the part to where like I eventually found a job. I eventually found a job, my job that I'm working at currently now. I got hired there. I applied, and then after I applied to the job, okay, wait, let me back up. I'm kind of like getting ahead of myself. See, that's why I need to keep looking at my phone, because I'm kind of like going way off like topic and forgetting things. So I ended up getting hired at Chick-fil-A. When I say I didn't care where I worked at the time, I just know I needed to be on somebody's clock, and I need to be making my own money. Like, if you know me, like, I'm a hustler. Like, I have to make my own money. So I applied at Chick-fil-A, I applied at Walmart, I applied everywhere. So I ended up calling Chick-fil-A one day, and I like checked up on my application, and they called me in for an interview. I had an interview, got the job. So honestly, I think I worked there for like 3 or 4 days. So I started working for like 2 days, and then my job that I currently have now, I had a phone interview with them, like I probably say a couple weeks before, probably like a week before or 2 weeks before or something like that. So when I started there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and work this job for a little bit, just until, you know, that job comes through, because working in banking, it does take a little bit depending on the company you're working for. It could take some time, because some financial institutions, you have to do fingerprints, you have to do drug testing, like you have to do like quite a few things. So I was just like, okay, I'll just work here just until, you know, the other job comes through. And like I said, I was really like just trying to keep the faith the whole time. And I was just like, yeah, I know I'm gonna get this job, I know I'm gonna get this job, but I'm just gonna, you know, just work at Chick-fil-A just until they come through. So started working at Chick-fil-A for like 2 days, and then one day I came home, and not to down anybody who work in fast food or anything like that, but I just do not like it personally. And it wasn't even honestly that it was like fast food, but it was just that it's not really something I ever really worked in. My first job was Subway, and that has to be the easiest fucking job you could do. Like, you're just putting on a sandwich what people ask for. So Chick-fil-A was kind of different for me, and we all know that Chick-fil-A is busy as hell, so it was fast paced. It was just a lot. So after working for like 2 days, I came home one day and I was talking to my cousin. We sat on the couch and I was just like, I don't think I want to work there no more. Like, I really want to quit. I really think I'm going to get this other job. And she was just like, okay, well, you don't know for sure if you have that job. You need to wait until they call you and you know for sure. Just stay at Chick-fil-A just so you can make some money. And to be honest, they wasn't even giving me hours. Like, I was working like, I only worked a couple days, but I was only working like 3 or 4 hours the days I did work. And I'm just like, okay, like this is I can't do this. This is not enough. So she was just telling me like I pretty much need to just stay at the job until I find something else and stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, yeah. And I'm the type of person where like I can ask someone for their advice, and depending on what they say, I probably won't listen, or I might just go along with what I feel like I should do, and that's kind of not good. So I did not listen to her. I ended up quitting, and I did not go back. And when I say God is so good, God is so good. Like, the same day that I quit, they called me and told me that I had the job at the bank, the financial institution that I work for now. They called me and told me that I had the job. And when they called me and told me, like, I was so excited, because this was a job where I was making more than I had ever made. When they told me like the salary or whatever, I was going to be making $4 or $5 more than what I was making back home. So I was just like, oh my God, like I was so freaking excited. Me and my cousin, like, we sat in the bed and we both cried. Like, I remember both of us crying that I had a job, because she even knows how stressed I was. I wasn't really eating for real. I was losing weight. Like, I just was not myself. So after that, it was like on. I was like, okay, I'm about to start working. I'm really about to get to the bag. So I eventually started working, and when I started working and my money was coming in, that's when I was like, okay, I really want to focus on like really getting into like YouTube now and getting stuff together for that. I remember just telling myself that I was going to start recording on my phone, but I didn't like the quality on my phone. So I was like, I'm going to invest into a camera. So I did so much research on cameras, on lighting, on editing softwares. I did so much freaking research. I remember one day I had got paid, and I called one of my friends and I was like, hey, what you doing? She was like, nothing. I was like, let's go to Best Buy. Come to Best Buy with me. And she was like, okay, what you about to get? And I was like, I'm about to get a camera. And she was like, how much is it? I was like, it's like $500 and some dollars. And she was like, girl, you about to spend $500 and some dollars on a camera? I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, girl, I support you, let's go. So I was like, okay. So I went and got her. We went to Best Buy. I had been doing research on this specific camera for a while. When I went to Best Buy, they also told me that it was a good camera. It was a Canon Rebel T6i. That was the first camera I ever bought. And when I bought the camera, I recorded one video and I actually did not like it. So I was like, okay. And then I really felt like I was going to be doing like more vlogs and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to exchange this camera for like a smaller handheld vlog camera. So I did more research, and I did research on a camera, like a small point and shoot camera, and it was like a Sony A5000 or something like that. So I got that camera, and that's when I posted my first video. And I was posting a video like every week. I was so like consistent for a couple of weeks. And then after a while, like I was really into my job. Like I was working late. I would leave my house as early as like 7:30, and I would be at work as late as like 6. So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how the hell am I supposed to work from 8 to 6, make it home by like 6:30, sit in front of lights, record, edit? Like, how am I supposed to do all of that? And I'm just like, that is a lot for me. So I actually got like discouraged. I got like lazy pretty much, and I just stopped like making my videos. When I first wanted to do YouTube, I was just like, oh man, yeah, I'm about to do YouTube. I'm gonna stay consistent with it. At that time when I was posting these videos and stuff, I wasn't really into it. I wanted to do it, but I wasn't really into it. I wasn't really putting like my all into it, just because like it was a lot. Like I was so tired. I was working all the time. Like I was just trying to get a bag once again, like make some money. I was just like recording stuff here and there, and I would take so long to edit. Like I would take like a week to edit a video, because I had work to do. Like I was going out with friends, you know, I was just doing like other stuff. So I'm pretty much just gonna like fast forward to now. Like that was like pretty much then. Now I'm just so like into it now. I've always wanted to do YouTube. It's fun. I think it's really cool to just sit here and you can put up your own content and talk about what you want to talk about. It's like your own little TV show or something like that. So I just made a promise to myself that I'm gonna start being way more consistent, because I can't keep saying I'm gonna do this and do that and do this and do that, and I don't do anything, because that's not being a woman of my word. And that's one thing I do and try to be a woman of my word. So 2020 is near. Your girl got goals. I watch Kyra, I think it's Kyra Amanique or something like that. I was watching her YouTube video, and she just recently made 100,000 subscribers. In the video, she was pretty much just saying how she did not have a lot of support. She was from a small town, and she never thought that she would get here to 100,000 subscribers. She was just saying how she wanted to do YouTube so bad, but she was just thinking like, how am I gonna work from 8:30 in the morning till 5, come home, sit in front of a camera, edit and things like that, because she would be so tired. Like I really related to her on that, because that's me as of right now. Like where I live at and where my job is, the traffic is so freaking crazy. Like it takes me an hour and a half to get to work, but my job is only like 20 or 25 minutes from my house. That's how crazy the traffic is. That's Georgia for you. So I'm gone from my house by like 6:45 in the morning, and I don't be getting home till like 6. Like I'm gone for 12 hours a day. Kyra also stated in the video that, you know, she was like, this is something I really wanted, so I went for it. She was like, I was not fucking around. I was editing on my lunch break, and I was just like, if she could do it, I could do it. So I really have no excuses. I just invested into another camera. I have a lighting, I have backdrops. I literally have everything to sit down and record a video. Like this is what I want. I gotta stay consistent with it, because it's not gonna come to me. Like I just gotta get it going. Like I just gotta do it. I'm really I know I said this in the last video, but I'm really about to stay consistent. I really do enjoy doing this. I also enjoy editing videos. It's fun. Like I said, it's like your own little TV show. I really do enjoy it. And from me to y'all, if it's something that y'all really want to do, whether it's do YouTube or be a school teacher, or I don't know, hell, a fucking scientist, or whatever it is, we gotta put your all into it if it's something you really want. And yeah, there should be no excuses, especially like me. Like I have all this fucking equipment and all this stuff. There should be no excuses. So y'all definitely will be expecting more videos from me. 2020 is going to be a great year, and I'm going to manifest and just speak it all into existence and speak positivity over my life, over my future career, something I want to do long term and everything like that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. Follow me on all social media. I will have everything linked in the description box below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.